Good afternoon, and welcome back to another Monday Motivation Moment with Terry Ann. I am Terry Ann Porter, Life Coach TA. I have my Princess Tiara on today, reminding me again just calm down, go through the day, remember who I am and whose I am. I am a child of the King of Kings. I am a princess. Well, this princess just looked at her calendar and noticed there are 12 weeks to Thanksgiving. 17 weeks from today, it will be Christmas. That means that 18 Mondays from now, it will be 2024. And just hearing that, I am starting to fret about getting everything I'm supposed to get done this year before I can even begin to think about next year. But before I allow myself to get into the mire of my incomplete goals, I need to remember what I've accomplished this year. I know. I need to focus on how far I've progressed. But this little critic inside me, it tends to change the focus. And instead of focusing on my goals and what I've accomplished and getting ready for next year, I instead tend to focus on my mistakes. Ugh. There are quite a few. No one, not even me, is immune to making mistakes. But what is important is learning from those mistakes. I heard a phrase a long time ago that I need to remember, but I often tend to forget. A mistake is not a failure. It's something that goes wrong, and you fix it. Oh, sounds so easy. But we can gain knowledge and experience from our little slip-ups. And in doing so, we become more capable of navigating through life's up and downs. And we're able then to minimize our stress level and our anxieties. So today, I am drinking something different. I got a cold brew passion fruit, mango, and peach tea. While I'm sipping on this, I'd like to share a few things that I have learned about working through my own mistakes. While I do, let me know if you are watching live or by replay. Put a smiley face in the chat if you're watching live and a thumbs up if by replay. Feel free to comment on some of the tips that you may have learned as well about mistaking. Now, the first thing, boy, this is so hard to do. The first thing is, in working through my mistakes, is admitting it. Own up to it. It's not easy, but it is a part of the process of growth and self-discovery. Try not to make excuses or justify actions. Now, I have to admit that's a lot easier to hide behind some lame reason or just blame someone else for what happened. But let's face it, we're all afraid of being criticized and judged. But when you hide away, you only feel good for a little while. Soon after, that guilt starts to eat away at you inside. So while it's difficult to do, holding yourself accountable is better in the long run. It may hurt for now, but in the end, it will give you peace of mind. Plus, you'll gain the respect of your peers as well as your own self. Next, shift your perspective. Now, I always say everything starts with perspective. Consider J.K. Rowling and her Harry Potter series. Now, whether you read it or not, you've certainly heard of it. Do you know that her first book was rejected 12 times before it was accepted? And look what it's become. She didn't stop at that first rejection. She went back, found what she needed to improve. Next rejection, improve more. You see, we don't usually focus on the journey of others that we deem successful. Instead, we kind of fast forward to the part where we see they've become famous. We forget about all those days, weeks, even years they spent slipping up, trying to fix their errors, going back, redoing. We need to stop dwelling on the past. It's only natural to find yourself fixated on that time that you spilled coffee all over your presentation, or when you stumbled on your way up the stairs and you nearly ran into your boss, or maybe even knocked them down. Dwelling on the past and overthinking are two of the biggest barriers to working through mistakes. And this is a big struggle for me. I really fight with this one. But dwelling on it has a negative effect on self-esteem. It leads you to become more anxious and apprehensive, and it holds you back from moving on. When you feel like your negative self-talk is taking over, you have to make a conscious effort to stop it before it gains momentum. Show yourself some kindness and empathy that you would show to a friend. Put on a princess tiara. Change your perspective. The best way to do that is to make peace with your own mistakes. You can't change what happened. Use what happened, learn from it to avoid making the same mistake in the future. Because you know what? In the future, you're going to make new mistakes. It doesn't matter how old you are or what position you hold in your family or your workplace. You'll make mistakes. Everyone does. They are a natural part of being human. The only thing you can do is make the most of your mistakes. Use it as a learning tool. This way, you'll minimize their impact on your mental and emotional health. And you'll be able to pick up the pieces and move on much more efficiently. When you mess up, own it. Change your perspective on it. Use it as a learning experience. Then move forward. Don't dwell on it. And accept you will make another mistake. It's inevitable. It's life. It's okay. I once heard an employer respond when a customer made a complaint about one of his employees. He said, yes, she made a mistake. We'll work on that. That's okay. And we'll learn from it. Because if she didn't make any mistakes, then I would know she wasn't working and she wasn't trying. So take a deep breath. Put on your princess tiara. Drink your tea. And move on. Until next time, I am Terry Ann Porter, Life Coach TA, hoping that you have a terrific week.